Sad news this week, hyenas. It seems as though America's dads are getting divorced. But on the bright side, 2 Christmases.
That's a lot of nuts!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Shmeem Review, the #1 show on YouTube according to my mom and grandmother. On the last episode, we took a look at Pride memes, and I decided to ask you guys what memes you think we should take a look at next. What did the comments say? I don't know any memes. You're the one who's supposed to give me memes. Nobody gave you any memes because after 8 years, we went from loving memes to not knowing anything about them. I'm sorry, I can't recommend any memes because I am employed. Gonna be honest, I don't know any memes. I watch your show to stay in touch with them. Please change Shmeem Review to Shmeet Review. You could review taste, girth, length, erection strength, flaccidity, floppiness, aroma, etc. The possibilities are endless. This is the last episode we're ever doing. Elon Musk and Donald Trump, once best friends just a few weeks ago, have now had a falling out to the magnitude of which I can only imagine is going to result in another Taylor Swift album. At the beginning of the year, Elon Musk found himself very closely tied with the Donald Trump presidency, even being appointed the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE to everybody's cringiness. But now 6 months later, Elon Musk has decided to part ways and separate himself from politics, perhaps because that $1 trillion promise of saving government spending has resulted in closer to $1 trillion Argentinian pesos if you really ran the numbers. Also, a number of bad backlash that he got in the press due to a unfortunate hand gesture that he did during the inauguration speech, and so Elon Musk finds himself appointing himself to spending his time doing things he's better suited to do, like sucking at Path of Exile 2. Seemingly fueled by the fact that Donald Trump is pushing a new bill that would end the electric vehicle mandate, ultimately hurting Tesla's bottom line, Elon Musk has been tweeting a bunch of disapproving messages on Twitter, a website that he owns, only to be met with Donald Trump posting a bunch of disapproving messages on Truth Social, a website that he owns. I feel like this is just a waste of time. How about both of you guys make a MySpace page, Common Ground, and then make diss tracks towards each other, and we'll vote on who we think is the better rapper. The real question is, if Elon Musk and Donald Trump are effectively breaking up, which one of them is gonna keep JD Vance in the divorce? I got an idea. 1v1 on Rust. Intervention only, no scopes only, first 1 to 10 kills gets to be president. Donald Trump would say that he offered for Elon Musk to have some makeup put on to hide his black eye, but he refused, seemingly in an effort to seem more badass on television, which completely fits his character and honestly surprises nobody. Elon Musk, in a now deleted tweet, would claim that the reason that the Epstein files haven't been released is because Donald Trump is in them, which completely fits his character and honestly surprises nobody. All of this fallout just 4 months after Elon Musk tweeted that he loves Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another straight man. Woo! I was kind of jokingly referring to this as like a divorce, but man, I can almost not think of a more befitting description for this.
Any quick reaction on what's going on with Elon Musk and President Trump on Twitter right now?
Oh man, the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Of course, AOC would be making fun of the situation, comparing these 2 billionaires bickering on the internet to 2 girls having a cat fight. Look at that smart grin she has on her face. Really makes you want to spit right in her mouth and then have her spit it back into your mouth while looking directly into your eyes and caressing your cheek with her soft hands. God, I hate her so much. A few rapid-fire favorites from the collection that I've seen over the last 24 hours before you guys get worried that this is all politics and no funnies. This is Elon Musk doing his stupid X-jump off the side of a building. Alien vs. Predator, a classic. A loss edit. A loss edit that features Hatsune Miku. This is high level. Depressed Trump asks Melania if she'd put on a baseball cap and say space stuff to cheer him up. Here's a lion hanging itself. I don't actually know if this is in reference to this meme, but I do like seeing evolutions of stuff we've already covered. And of course, now that Elon Musk and Trump have broken up, inevitably one of them will start dating Pete Davidson. I love that this news has completely overtaken the internet to the point where everybody and their mother is making jokes and memes about it. Doubly so that somehow the two most influential people in American politics are now completely against each other, and regardless of what side of the political spectrum you're on, you can make fun of anybody involved. Triply so, the stock prices of Tesla and the Cybertruck specifically are probably plummeting as we speak, and I gotta give these memes bonus points for that. Overall, Donald Trump and Elon Musk's divorce, in my opinion, gets an 8.5 out of 10. I do like everything coming out of it. I do worry a little bit that the future of America is being referred to as like celebrity gossip and everybody's making light of something that might destroy all of us, but that's a problem for next week maybe. Unemployment memes. The memes surrounding your friend or yourself if you don't have a job. Weirdly, you would think this applies to anybody who's like not actually making money doing something, but in reality, unemployment memes are more about people who do nothing all day despite the fact that you might actually be employed. Weirdly so, I find myself relating to these things despite the fact that this is literally my job.
Worker, you job haver, so you have a job, don't you? Employee, college student, shower taker. What are you, employed?
Unemployed memes have a fun little evolution over the course of time. In reality, they have existed for quite a while, but in a number of different variations. The most recent of which that I've been seeing is just people making fun of your friend who is unemployed. Most notably because it'll be like the middle of a workday and they won't be working. Oh, what a surprise to those of us who actually have to do something from 9 to 5. You ever just been hanging out and then get a Discord message asking if you can hop into a 5-man on League at like 1 p.m.? Like, no, bro, I'm busy making funny videos on YouTube. I'll be on in 15.
Oh my god, are you crying?
No, it's just raining.
Over the course of time, the reference to your unemployed friend has evolved into a meme where people who are they themselves unemployed, almost like they're self-identifying as unemployed, have taken to using the phrase unemployed and referring to careers and jobs as like triggers for somebody without one, resulting in people making posts that seem to have originated from the Playboy Cardi subreddit of all places, censoring the word job so as not to trigger the unemployed folk that might bump into that post. And then naturally, with people censoring the word job, employment, shower, of all things, in an effort not to accidentally scare somebody into reading something that might have to do with an employment, because you want to be considerate of your unemployed friends, it would only make sense that these memes would start to go hand in hand with the memes about a job application jump scaring you. This image of an individual wearing a job application as a mask, captioned something to the tune of "Boo, did I scare you?" is usually used in reference to people who are like clout chasing on the internet. If you're making a tweet that is obvious rage bait just in an effort to try to garner clicks and likes, it may be offensive to this person to recommend you better use your time contributing to society in a way that might make you money, so you don't need to keep posting the same dog shit takes on Twitter for likes that ultimately don't matter. I think the employment jump scare meme, the employment censoring meme, just the idea of being unemployed is great. Because, like, it's tongue-in-cheek, right? On one hand, you want to make fun of somebody for the employment activities of, like, inviting you to play video games at 2 p.m. But in reality, most people don't enjoy being employed, so the reality of like hating the idea of having a job is universally accepted. Plus, if we're being honest with ourselves, we're all a little bit jealous of our unemployed friend. Sure, it sucks that every time you do want to sit down and play a video game, the employed friend is the one who has to pay for the new game you want to play, but being able to sit at home and do nothing all day is kind of the ideal job for most people. It's the whole money aspect that gets in the way. In my opinion, overall, I'm gonna give this collection of unemployed memes a 6 out of 10. It could do a little bit better. I think it just needs a little bit of work. Splitgate 2. Splitgate was a game that launched in 2019, and the entire premise was, what if you could have an FPS shooter game, but everybody also had a portal gun? interesting premise, and a lot of people really enjoyed the game, the sequel of which was announced at the Summer Games Fest just the other day, and people are not happy about it. One would think one of the reasons people had a distaste of the announcement of Splitgate 2 is because the guy announcing it came out with a hat that said "Make FPS Great Again." He would then later make a post on Twitter stating that it wasn't supposed to be political, he was just trying to make a joke about it, but yeah. Surprisingly, the gaming community doesn't seem to be completely distracted by the fact that his hat says "Make FPS Great Again" and then claiming that it's not supposed to be a political statement. Rather, it's the fact that the hat says "Make FPS is Great Again," and he opens his presentation by talking about loving Halo 2 combat, and he wants to make Splitgate 2 presumably something to the legendary status of the Halo franchise and not the repeated yearly endeavors of Modern Warfare. Agreeable so far. So what does Splitgate 2 offer? A battle royale mode, a battle pass, 3 different currencies, a $34 skin that makes your portal white? I would argue this isn't making FPSs great again. I would argue you're just doing what everybody else is already doing. What is the ultimate sin here? Is it talking up Halo 2 and saying you want your game to be less like the Call of Duty franchise, money grubbing in yearly releases, while simultaneously announcing battle passes, the most unimaginably unintuitive and uncreative aspect to a game ever, and $70 skin bundles just to really hammer home the fact that we want you to spend money on our game? Or is it the fact that you decided to wear one of the most decisive hats to make your game politically charged for no reason? Apparently everybody's under the impression that the worst thing Splitgate 2 did was open its trailer with Imagine Dragons, what I would argue is unforgivable. Splitgate 2 gets a 2 out of 10. My opinion. If you guys have ideas for what memes you want to see in the next video, let me know down in the comments. There's no way this can backfire twice. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss that next video when it comes out. A big thank you to the patron scrolling in the back, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.